Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here, back with a new Viking Orations. Got the first of two CD reviews that I'm going to be doing today, and both of them are Vargeist Records releases, which I showed in my update that I just put up. And first up, we are going to be talking about Maha Pralaya with Death and Dissolution. Check out that album cover, that is badass. But before I was sent this album, I was not familiar with this band at all. But they are a black and death metal band based out of Athens, Georgia, that formed back in 2017. Featuring Knox on bass, Paz on drums, Garl doing lead vocals, and Thoth Imperius playing guitars and also doing vocals as well. This is the band's debut full-length album. They had an EP previous to this entitled Purified by Decay back in 2018. Now, this album is 9 tracks, a little over 35 and a half minutes in length. And, when you put it on, it has a very slow, very low-sounding intro. And it kind of reminds you, when you're listening to it, of something that's in a horror film that's leading up to, something bad is about to happen, the shit's about to hit the fan type of thing. And then when you first hear the opening to track number 2, which is entitled Wretched Worm, you would think this was a Doom Death album. Or, maybe even given the artwork, maybe a Black and Doom album, which I've heard that before, but it's not a style that I'm super familiar with. So, at first I thought, okay, this is going to be Doom Death, awesome. It has this real slow drum beat, real slow, heavy guitars and bass. And around 20 seconds in, it has this riff that, is very Black Sabbath and Saint Vitus inspired, in my opinion. It gives off that vibe. The Saint Vitus, where it makes me think of Saint Vitus, as soon as I heard it, I was thinking of the song Dying Inside, the solo riff that he does in that song. But then about a minute and 19 in, it kicks it into high gear, and then this is what, Maha Pralaya are all about. Has a really great drum sound. I love the tone that they got here. Lots of good blast beats, really good drum fills, and the guitar work. I mean, this album is just filled with sinister riffs that are they're chunky and heavy, but also have that, traditional tremolo pick style, adding into the black metal elements of their sound. Track number 7, Purified by Decay. I just love that riff at about the 3-minute mark. It has a very old school sounding death metal feel to it, and I just love how it mixed with the death growls and the nice drum beat that was going on around that time. Track number 8, Black Right Euphoria, another really good old school death metal sounding riff right there at the very beginning. Vocally, you get a nice mix of really good blackish screams with more of a medium range growl that sometimes they put these little echo effects on it. Like I noticed it especially in track 2 at the beginning in Wretched Worm. They give it that real cavernous feel, which is really cool. And he also throws in some deeper growls throughout, and I really dug that. I mean, there's so much going on. I mean, they balance the mix of black and death metal perfectly here, I think, because you got the riffs that are black melodies, the screams at times, but then you get the more old school death metal sound from the blast beats, the riffs, the vocals. I mean, everything works really well here, I think. Couple other things that I noted, I should say. Track number 4, Wolfskin. About 4 minutes and 31 seconds into that, I just really love the riff at that part. It leads into a nice little solo towards the end of the song. Track 5, Pralaya Within, is just an interlude, but I loved how it starts, and even just the whole feel of it. Again, it kind of gives off, the whole album has that almost ritualistic feel to it at times. And this interlude really gives credence to that. I mean, the way he plays the cymbals to start, and then it just has this slow, kind of distorted riffs throughout, And then it has this real tribal drum beat that they do that was really cool. And then it ends with a feedback outro riff before it kicks into the next song back to how it was. I absolutely loved that. But yeah, overall, this is just a killer album, really good musicianship. I highly recommend that you check this out if you have not heard it yet, or if you don't know anything about Maha Pralaya. But yeah, Death and Dissolution, put out through Vargeist Records. Check it out. I will be leaving a link, if I can find one, which I should be able to where you can actually check this out for yourself and buy it and all that other good stuff. So yeah, that is going to do it. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. And until next time, stay brutal.